Tonight on NEA Report, the mayor knew. All along, we've wondered why we haven't received more of a definitive response from Walnut Ridge Mayor Charles Snapp. And then this morning, when we received the disciplinary files, the files filed by the rail worker who was railroaded in the city of Walnut Ridge, we realized something. The Walnut Ridge mayor signed off on the actions committed by Officer Mercado the day it took place and gave him only a verbal warning. Reviewed the incident the day of, and no response still. We're waiting to hear more from him, and we hope we will. Maybe we will during the show today, and if so, we'll bring that to you. NEA Report starts right now. It's Wednesday, April 25th. Glad to have you in with us. NEA Report learning today that the Walnut Ridge Mayor Charles Snapp knew since the day the incident took place about what happened to the railroad worker Adam Finley. And he signed off on it with only a verbal warning for the F word. In other words, out of everything in the tape that we've shown you many a times, and we'll show you again here in just a few moments, out of everything in that, the only thing that the mayor saw wrong was using the F word. The NEA report obtained the documents filed by Finley against Mercado. We did, through a Freedom of Information Act request, a batch of them that we've been sending one after another to the city of Walnut Ridge. The document shows that Mayor Charles Snapp reviewed the video of the incident the day it took place and signed it the day it took place. In his handwriting, it wrote that Snapp wrote that the officer should not have said, well, the F word. The officer was not mentioned in any other regard as being inappropriately behaving in that entire incident. Nothing else except for the F word was mentioned as having been done wrong to the officer. And that officer was given a verbal warning and allowed to return to the streets with a gun, armed with the community's trust. That's it. He was allowed to go back to work. In fact, this is the exact disciplinary screenshot signed by the Walnut Ridge mayor. I want you all to see that. Because 2 lines, that's what this was all broken down to. Just 2 lines of text. A verbal warning given to that officer. So, on one hand, the city of Walnut Ridge was admitting the officer did something wrong. But on the other hand, they're still going to charge the rail worker with a crime? You got to be kidding me. I'll show you what happened if you...
Yeah, you're obstructing with my operation. No, let me tell you, I work for him. Look at all this stuff back here. What did I tell you about getting up on me, sir? Turn around. Put your hands behind your back. You're about ignorant. Get your ass over here. No problem, sir. What you do? I work for him. You stand there. You move again. What'd I tell you about getting up on me? I wasn't. I was just trying to tell you something that I could prove that I worked for him. What'd I tell you about getting up on me? I'm sorry, I didn't. Now, you want to be a fucking asshole some more? No, I'm sorry. You better shut your fucking mouth.
Well,
come here.
As the video shows, and you could still hear it there playing as the video shows, very disturbing. And evidently, the only thing about that disturbing was the F word to the mayor of Walnut Ridge. In fact, it wasn't even against city policy when this video took place for the F word to not be used on duty. Take a look. The policy was put into place January 1st, 2017, not to use the word, and there it is. You hear it enough on this broadcast, I figured I'll go ahead and be the one person that won't say it. But Snapp just stopped replying to my text messages. He's not replying, and this is the first time since NEA Report has existed that that's been an issue. That's never been an issue before. He thinks we're being unfair with this coverage. I know that. I know that several in the city think that we're being unfair, that we are being unfair. You saw the video just now, right? Of everybody that's involved in this, do you think that the media is being the most unfair? Or do you think it could be the people that charge someone with a crime for being assaulted and then having the gall, unmitigated gall, to complain about it? How dare he complain about the police? How dare he complain to the city of Walnut Ridge about somebody that works for the public? Give me a break. I work for me. I don't work for the public. Even with that being said, I would hold myself to a higher standard than this. But some people, for some reason, and I'm not talking about a lot, I'm talking about a very small number of people. And generally speaking, they're all inside of City Hall right now, and a handful of other buildings, the people that know them. They don't hold themselves to the same standard they think others should be held to by the media. This is what we do. This is how we function. Journalists find injustices and report on it. And we don't stop until they're fixed. That's the process that the beautiful First Amendment, my favorite amendment in the Constitution, it outlines it completely. Journalism is a bastion of democracy. And adversarial journalism means that you get questioned for things that you do or you don't do. In this case, no reply. Still no reply. It's getting to be a little bit ridiculous, don't you think? A week and a half? I mean, how many days since Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? That looks like 6 to me. 6 days without knowing where your police chief is. Is he suspended? Is he just on paid administrative leave? Did he go on a vacation? We don't know, because nobody will tell us. It's not just us. The newspaper is doing a great job on this, by the way. Front page, right here, as you can see. They're not getting talked to either. The oldest media outlet in this area. This thing, you could go into archives and find newspapers from the 1800s and maybe further back. No response to them. Of course, we're the younger media outlet here. No response to us either. No replies. This is the text I sent this morning that I thought was worthy of a reply. I said, "Good morning." I said, "I need to know why your police chief and police sergeant are on leave. Don't you think your electorate deserves to know? Or do you consider this none of their business?" No response. How do you not respond to that text message? It was delivered. I know that. But I never got a response to it. But we know more about Matthew Mercado's past now. We know a whole lot more. We even know more than we did yesterday, by the way. We told you this yesterday. He was arrested for third-degree battery. 2 years and a few months before the Walnut Ridge Police Department decided he deserved to have a gun and authority. The arrest was made by a department that the Walnut Ridge Police Department should have heard about this from, since it was themselves, the Walnut Ridge Police Department. But Mercado was found not guilty. Not guilty does not mean innocent. The third-degree battery arrest was while he was working for Hoxie School District, June 10th, 2014, a job he left to pursue a law enforcement career. We pulled the report, and this is what we found from it. The report says that Tony Waldrop took the initial incident report, but he wasn't the only officer dispatched. Several detectives and others were dispatched to the 1400 block of Alpine in Walnut Ridge on June 10th, 2014. As soon as they got there, a man by the name of Richard Friend, 39, approached officers with blood running out of his ear. He was the victim. Like in many encounters with Mercado, it would seem, the other person was the victim. The report said Stephen Russell was present. That's the guy we spoke to yesterday. I'll rerun his quote for you here in just a second. It was reported that Mercado started punching Friend with his hands, and Russell intervened to get Mercado off Friend. That's what Waldrop wrote in his report. Mercado apparently did this with his 2 children left unsupervised in the apartment. Now, how do we know that unbelievably terrible decision was made? Well, it said in the same report after they arrested him, he had to make supervision, he had to make arrangements to get adult supervision for his kids. Fist fighting with your kids inside of the house or apartment. He was arrested on third-degree battery, taken to Lawrence County Jail, a no-contact order signed. Mercado posted bail. The case, it didn't make it through. I'd like to know if Ryan Cooper prosecuted that, by the way. But we talked to Mr. Russell about this. He gave us an exclusive quote. He said he came up to my boss while he was standing behind my truck in my driveway and confronted him about an issue they had while they were in their vehicles. He said he told me beforehand, it was a little confusing. It had something to do with Mercado being upset at Mr. Friend about Mercado's kids, ironically whom he left inside of the apartment while he was outside whooping on somebody. It says, my boss said he didn't know what he was talking about. And then Matt started hitting him repeatedly, 5, 6, 7 times before I told Matt to go home. My boss wasn't fighting back. It takes an aggressive brain, generally not a good one either, to keep wailing on somebody that's not fighting back. Okay? I made the statement to that fact and even testified in court to that fact, and the case was still dismissed. This is the timeline of events, and I'm bringing this one back from yesterday because I got to make a correction, and corrections are very important to the reporting process here. If we make a mistake, we're going to tell you about it. I got a date wrong yesterday. I was off by 2 dates, and I'll tell you about that right here. This is the timeline of events for Officer Matthew Mercado. He was hired April 30th, 2016 at his first police job, which he left less than a month later. He was hired for his second police job on May 28th, less than a month after he was hired for the first one. He lasted there 2 months and a few days. He left that job to go to work as a pump technician at an oil company, which he left after another 2 months. And he did that to come back to Walnut Ridge, which he stayed at for 13 days before he was seen on camera attacking the railroad worker. 13 days, folks, between when he was hired and when this incident took place. That's part of the correction, by the way. Yesterday we said it was on December 26th that the incident took place, 11 days after the hire. It was actually 13 days after the hire, December 28th. We regret that error. A lot of errors are possible. Thankfully, we don't make that many. But when we do, we will try to correct it. That's part of what journalism is, making corrections. Corrections are not a bad thing. They're on the newspaper's second page every day. The only thing is, we make corrections. City officials, not seen a whole lot of corrections out of them lately. On February 7th, he departed the Walnut Ridge Police Department via text message. I would like to take this time to thank you for the time you have spent with us as an employed police officer at the Walnut Ridge Police Department. You have truly stood out in a great light through the hard work you displayed in the short time you spent here. That is from Police Chief Chris Kirksey.
Yeah, you're obstructing with my operation. No, let me tell you. I mean, I work for him. Look at all this stuff back here. What did I tell you about getting up on me, sir? Turn around. Put your hands behind your back. You're about ignorant.
Stood out. Indeed, he did. But I don't know about that great light part of it. Well, and in fact, if you think he stood out in the great light, the good news is he stood out so well, he's going to help the city of Walnut Ridge get rid of probably 6 figures worth of money. If you think this lawsuit's not going to cost the city taxpayers at least $100,000, and probably a lot more than that, you're crazy. I've talked to several legal experts, and none of them were Mark, by the way, Mark Reese. I've not talked to anybody involved in the case with why this happened, but some other lawyers that are friends of mine. I said, what is this going to cost, and who's going to pay for it? Who's going to pay for it? You, Walnut Ridge taxpayer. That's why you have a right to be mad about this. This is not coming out of somebody else's pocket. It's going to be yours. So you're probably going to lose your sewer upgrades over this one. Or there's going to be some other city project that you're not going to get completed over this one because the city reserve funds are going to be drained by about $300,000 or $400,000 to settle a lawsuit with a guy that got beat up by someone on the police force who just shouldn't have used the F word while he was beating him up, I guess. It's day 8 of no response from Deputy Prosecutor Ryan Cooper, contracted by the city of Walnut Ridge to provide justice. Instead of providing justice, Cooper presses charges against people for filing complaints against bad cops, and then he dodges the press. Isn't that weird that you're hearing a reporter say that factually? That feels so strange for me to be saying that. But that's literally what happened in this case. There's no other way to say it. I can dance around it. But everybody in chat, you don't have time. And that's why you're here. Because you want to hear the truth. The truth is that the Walnut Ridge police chief's enjoying some paid time off right now. I was told at one point by a couple of sources it was a suspension. I'm being told it's just paid administrative leave. And I was told by one source that it was to protect them because of the public backlash. I'm glad we're protecting the police in Walnut Ridge. I'm so glad. Who else are you protecting, Charles? Protecting yourself? For any additional comments, I have been told to contact the Arkansas Municipal League about this. So citizens and residents that live in Walnut Ridge, If you want to know more about why you don't have a police chief right now, contact the Arkansas Municipal League. Walnut Ridge Facebook page taken down after the city government officials were deleting and censoring comments on the page. Probably not legal, certainly probably not constitutional, but thankfully that stopped. It stopped because they deleted the entire page, or at least disabled the entire page. I suppose the comments are still technically there. It's kind of interesting that would take place in the middle of a time where they're getting a lot of negative feedback. This is not how government works, by the way. Not how it's supposed to work. Government officials and government entities cannot take action to censor the speech of Americans. Facebook's a private company, and weirdly enough, you can comment on anybody's page and they can delete anything. But when that is a government official page and you're commenting on it, it's a little bit different, because unless Facebook chooses to delete it, it's literally, it could be, if a government official is running it in their official capacity, then they could be violating your First Amendment rights by censoring you. We made the city of Walnut Ridge aware of that, and they had taken the page down. They're working on a new social media policy. They're supposed to have that done in a couple of months. Maybe by the time this all goes away. But it's going to take a bit. Back with more in a minute.
Haley Norris, realtor.
No.
Should I make my hair go like this? Whether you need to buy, sell, or lease. Haley, can I use my hands, or is that where are my hands? Where do they go?
Just say,
Haley.
Just like Haley.
Whether you need my expertise. Haley Norris, realtor, or even do a commercial lease. Haley Norris, realtor. Should I say Remax Real Estate Center or no? Is that too salesy?
No, that's it.
My average days on market is just 50 days. You need my expertise, and that means I'm putting more money back in your pocket.
Family Medical Clinic of Walnut Ridge and Bono are your neighborhood healthcare providers, and we're now accepting new patients. We know you have a tight schedule, so we're here 6 days a week at both locations from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. Walk-ins are welcome. In Walnut Ridge, stop by 1045 West Main Street or call us to make an appointment, 886-8300. In Bono, we're on Highway 63 North or call 930-9990. Walnut Ridge Family Medical Clinic and Bono Family Medical Clinic, here for you when you need us.
What a great day it is in Craighead County. You know, we got a very important election coming up, May 22nd. You'll get to choose your new judge. I hope and pray that you look at the issues at hand. This is a very, very important election. This will be the first 4-year term for your county judge. We're facing many, many issues, from school safety to road safety to drainage. We have plans in place. I'm coming in with a strong team of people with boots on the ground. We're going to make this a better Craighead County. We're going to be open and transparent. This is your office. It's always going to be an open door policy. And you know, I'm happy to announce I've got a team of volunteers. It's going to be called the Craighead County Green Team. We're going to clean up the ditches and roadways in Craighead County. With the resources that we have on hand, you're not going to see illegal dump sites and things like that. We're going to be proactive. We're going to make this a better Craighead County. My name is Jeff Presley, and I approve this message.
Accidents happen. So what happens if you bring your car or truck to Stadium Auto Body? It's in the hands of a manufacturer-certified expert who'll treat it with respect. It's brought back to life using the advanced tools and technologies today's vehicles require. All makes, all models. At Stadium Auto Body, we do the job right, back our work with a limited lifetime warranty, and make the whole experience pleasantly easy. Accidents happen. We're what happens next. Tell your insurance company you choose Stadium Auto Body.
Time now for a look at your New Wave Wireless weather forecast. It's home of the $49 iPhone screen repair. Let's take a look now at what it's going to look like across northeast Arkansas tonight, with showers likely, and that is going to be lasting into tomorrow as well, and up until the afternoon. Tonight's low around 51, 3/4 of an inch of rain could fall tonight. Tomorrow, 40% chance of showers before 1 p.m. with mostly cloudy skies, a high near 67 degrees. And for tomorrow night, partly cloudy, a low of 49. Friday, mostly sunny, a high of 72. Saturday, all the way sunny with another high of 72. And the same thing on Sunday as well. In fact, that's a pretty easy to go through forecast, and it should be a pretty easy weekend as far as easy, great feeling going on. It looks like Monday's high is actually going to be near 78. Next week, getting closer to the 80-degree mark, at least for the first handful of days. Right now in Jonesboro, got a couple of light showers falling outside. 59 degrees is what it looks like right now. Glad you're in with us on a great Wednesday, 5 minutes before the top of the hour, and we want to have a chance now to take you all the way to our friends in Cherokee Village. That's where Jeremy Rowland is at, and it's time to check in with Triple R Bail Bonds for today's Wanted Wednesday.
Social media friends, this is Jeremy Rowland with Triple R Bail Bonds, and today is Wanted Wednesday. Man, the list is getting short because you people are great. Sharing the messages, getting the information out there. People call, people give tips, people earn money. All right, this week's Wanted Wednesday is Mr. Pedro Torres Cruz. There he is right there, and as always, I will post a photo of the individual in the comment lines just whenever I finish up this post here. $500 reward for information that leads to the arrest of Pedro Torres Cruz. I'm going to give you some information on Mr. Pedro Torres Cruz. He's a Hispanic male, 25 years of age, 5'11", 260 pounds, and he has a tattoo of Gabriel on his left forearm, okay? And he also has some other tattoos that are unseen, but with the weather getting better, short sleeve shirts, be looking for the tattoo and be looking for this individual right here, Pedro Torres Cruz. He is wanted for theft by receiving 2 counts, disorderly conduct, destruction of government property, possession of a firearm by a certain person, and possession of drug paraphernalia. He's wanted out of the 15th Judicial Circuit Court, which is up in Danville. So Northwest Arkansas people, post this right here, share this. $500 reward for information that directly leads to the arrest of Pedro Torres Cruz. $500 reward. And I will post a still photo of him in the comment section just below this after I post it. We've been, like I said, we've been on a roll here these last 3 or 4 weeks. Agents across the state are doing a great job. Yesterday was a big day for us with picking up the Collins pair. We've got everything taken care of pretty much. They're in the Sebastian County Jail, getting through the paperwork now, taking care of everything. So this is the next one right here. All right, Pedro Torres Cruz. Only thing you got to do is like and share. As always, you can go to our website, tripleRbailbonds.com. There's a chat box there. You can send us a message, our app on your smartphone. Go to your Google Play, go to your Apple iTunes store, and search Triple R Bail Bonds, download our app. I mean, you send us a direct message on Instagram, and Twitter is my personal favorite. So if you want to send me a tweet or a direct message on Twitter, that's the one that I really keep an eye on. All right, so at Triple R Bail Bond, and this guy right here, $500 reward for information that directly leads to his arrest. And as always, the disclaimer is that all individuals are innocent until proven guilty. The warrant is in NCIC and ACIC with nationwide extradition or transport, and do not attempt to apprehend. Do not attempt to approach. If you see the individual and you believe it's them, you just have to call us. Like I said, I've covered already through our social media, or 866-593-7457. Let us know your information is good. Then that information is confidential, and someone pays you accordingly to federal law that we have to, and everything's taken care of. So share this message, Pedro Torres Cruz, and a huge shout out as well to the people who follow us on NEA Report. Stan and I are good friends, and we have a business relationship in reference to sharing this message as well. Special thank you to all of you too, because you're a huge push in this as well, because there's a lot of people that follow Stan at NEA Report as well. But we need to find Pedro Torres Cruz as soon as possible. Click like, click share. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you very much. And Jeremy Rowland from Triple R Bail Bonds. Thank you, sir, for supporting us out. Mr. Jeremy supported us for a long time, and we greatly appreciate him. One of the big questions we always get here on NEA Report is who are your sponsors? Who supports you? We get some of the best, and they're actually at neareport.com. In fact, let me just pull it up here. I'll show you guys this because I want everybody to be able to go and thank some of these wonderful businesses. You guys are so cool in chat. The messages I've gotten this week have been just absolutely incredible from everybody telling us how much you appreciate this kind of journalism. And public support, by the way, I don't know why I've got the radar on the screen, so I'm not talking about it. Public support is vital to what journalists do. If we don't have the support of the public, then we can't can't function. We can't do what we're supposed to do. So thank you, everybody, for helping us to do that to be possible. If you go to NEAreport.com, you can see on the right side of the screen all of our amazing sponsors. If you guys are ever wondering, there's Triple R right there. There's Dr. Pat Carroll's amazing Arkansas Les Meister Guest House, Laredo Grocery, Walnut Ridge Family Medical Clinic, lots of other businesses there too. Of course, you can keep an eye on NEA Report here on the show, and generally speaking, we'll show you some of those ads in the middle of the show as well. Appreciate all the support from everybody there. I wanted to give everybody a live look at radar. We've got a handful of showers right now across Craighead County and across northeast Arkansas. Even a few flood warnings are out there. Looks like weather-wise for tonight, the temperatures are probably going to remain relatively nice, down to 51 degrees it looks like, but you do have a slight chance for some showers to continue all evening long. Tomorrow, a high near 67, low down to 49 tomorrow night. Friday, it's going to be sunny with a high near 72. Hey, great news, folks. I said sunny. That's kind of a lie. It's going to be mostly sunny. But that counts, right? That counts. Here's the great news. This weekend going to be absolutely gorgeous. I just got a weather alert, if you guys heard it, from the Weather Service that said rain's going to begin about 4:23 in Jonesboro. That reminds me of the accuracy of the Back to the Future, where Doc gets out and he goes, wait 5 more seconds. And then, the rain stops. We're almost at that point of accuracy in the 2010s or whatever we call this decade, I guess now. We still don't have flying cars, but based on how people drive down Red Wolf Boulevard, that may be a good thing. We'd be dealing with crashes every day. So some rain still lasting through tonight into tomorrow. Beautiful weekend on the way. We really hope that you've had a wonderful time with us today. We hope that you have a gorgeous weekend. And we hope that you'll join us back here tomorrow for more news from Northeast Arkansas. Sometime every day between 3 and 4 p.m. is when we go live. I try to hit 3 p.m. That's my goal today. I think I had a sinus infection thing going on, and I knew if I went live at 3, you guys were not going to understand me. So we had to take a few minutes, but thanks everybody for joining us tonight. Thanks for liking and sharing this particular video. Our live newscast is the nucleus of the core of what we do. It means a whole lot to us and gets us in front of more people, helps other people to see the news. NEA Report, the fastest growing news outlet in Northeast Arkansas. That meant something big already a couple of years ago. Whenever I created this thing, it was 2 years back, and now we're over 25,000 followers. 2 years back, and our growth is absolutely astronomical, and that's all thanks to Northeast Arkansas caring about journalism. You can say many things. I heard somebody saying, tell me one positive thing you like about Northeast Arkansas, and I said, I love that people here love journalism, and they have, I think, been starved for it, and I hope that we're able to, in a way, feed the need. Thanks everybody for joining us tonight. Have a great evening, and thanks again for watching NEA Report.